real now. Grew up where the rooster crows before the sunrise, where a handshake meant more than a compromise, where the Bible sat open on the kitchen table, and working for your blessings wasn't just a fable. Watch the world go sideways, watch the truth get bent, watch them sell the struggle but keep cashing the rent. They've been running the same play for 60 plus years, same promises, same poverty, same crocodile tears. They said, boy, stay in your lane, stay in your box, stay grateful for the scraps falling off of the docks. But my grandfather didn't bleed for me to bow. I'm standing in my freedom and I'm standing right now. Black conservative, yeah, they hate how that sounds, like it breaks all the rules that they laid on the ground. They need me dependent, they need me afraid, but I traded those chains for the truth that he made. They bring emotion, I bring the foul. They bring the headline, I bring the trial. They've been running your city for 30 long years, still broken, still burning, but somehow with a fear. God first, flag high, truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest, I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's lived. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. Now here's the dish, they don't want on the radio, the liberal playbook, let me run you through the scenario. Call you racist if you question, call you Uncle Tom if you straight, call you dangerous and hateful if you just want to bait. They weaponize your feelings like a political tool, keep you angry, keep you marching, keep you playing the fool. Throw a hashtag on the problem, throw a slogan on the pain, then go back to their fundraisers in the private jet lane. They say they love the poor, while they price out the block, say they stand for the people while the people stay locked, say they fight for the children in their press conference suits, then defund the police in your neighborhood. There's your truth. I don't say this out of hatred, I say this cause I checked. I don't say this out of anger, I say this with respect for the truth, for the facts, for the folks being played. Wake up to the game before another generation's betrayed. They bring your talking points, I bring the proof. They got the teleprompter, I got the truth. They say don't ask questions, I ask why. They say sit down and follow, I stand high. God first, flag high, truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest, I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's lived. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. This ain't a color war, this ain't left or right rage. It's about waking up and walking off their stage. They built the script, they wrote your lines, they told you who to trust, but the moment that you think for yourself, they act like that's unjust. God over government, always has been truth over trends. That's how we win. Faith over fear, that's the foundation. Facts over feelings, that's the nation. They told me think one way, vote one way, stay one way or else. But I read the history, I check the numbers, I prayed on their answers and I woke up from the slumber. I'm not their mascot, I'm not their mouthpiece, I'm not their token, I am free. Standing on trends, standing on faith, standing on freedom every single day. God first, flag high, truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest, I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's leave. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. Bring the facts, bring the proof, bring the receipts, bring the truth. No more spin, no more games. Unfiltered logic, remember the name.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unfiltered Logic. If you're new here, do me a favor, drop a one in the chat and let me know where you're from. If you've been here before, go ahead, drop a two in the chat, and let's get it rolling, guys. So today we're going to talk about, of course, the Democratic Party is being taken over by socialists. We all know that, but now it seems like the Democratic Party is starting to see it themselves, and they're at a split decision about that. They're not too happy about that. So we're going to get into that today. I got my boy Dez here. If you guys know him already, it's Karmicdez. He's on my live streams every Monday. Is with me.
Been a minute.
Yeah. We had a little bit of off time of going live, but we're back at it.
We do. Life happens.
Like I said, y'all. Yeah, for real. Let me know if you guys are new or if you guys been here. Drop a one in the chat if you're new, and let me know what state you're from. And drop a two in the chat if you've been here before. And let's get into it, y'all. So before we even start this video, Dez, you got to check this out a little bit more than me. What's your thoughts on what's going on,
man? Like we've been kind of saying for a while that while we were being called the fascists and communists, they're displaying those same characteristics, right? So now we have democratic socialists like Moram Zamdani, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez. She's pronounced herself as a DSA of New York, the chapter. They're starting to build momentum and they're starting to gain wins over the traditional Democrat candidates, and that started to cause a stir amongst the Democrats. Like I just heard that who's the Democratic leader right now? Remind me of his name real quick.
What are you talking about?
The Democratic leader right now, not Schumer, the other guy.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know who's.
But he called
the Democratic leader.
I think
they all do their own shit. There's no real like head to the. It's like you got a black head, but it ain't poked out yet. You don't know where it's at. But yeah, Maggie Kim says it's Hakeem Jeffries, but I don't think
Hakeem Jeffries.
He was considered like. I don't think that. I think we're at a stage where there's no real leader. Like I knew that Hakeem Jeffries is somebody that they need approval for and such things like that, but I think at the stage that they're at now, there's no real like direction that they're going in. It's split up. It's undecided. Just for example, I just did a video about it. I can't remember the person's name, but people are going against Hakeem Jeffries, left and right, honestly. So it's just
they're calling him saying,
yeah, and it's his own party saying it and doing it.
But it might have been those socialists that were saying it.
It could be.
I heard that he called Bernie Sanders and told him not to support the Democratic Socialists, and then Bernie Sanders went right around and I'm gonna go ahead and support the Democratic Socialists.
Yeah, because see, the thing is, it's hard for them not to support them because they know that that's the side that's actually winning in the Democratic Party. The actual true Democrats, they haven't brought up a policy in years that they actually plan on running on or, actually seeing through. There's no real policies or ideas. It's just don't let the Republicans do this. We're not going to let the Republicans do this. And that's all that they really run on. But these socialists, these democratic socialists, they come in here, they say, I'm going to give you free housing. I'm going to give you free food. I'm going to give you free gas. I'm going to give you free. And even though it's not really a policy that's something that you can actually hold on to for years to come, it's something that people are hearing that. And you're getting young people who have never voted before or weren't even thinking about voting, showing up to the voter poll just to vote for them. Because they're like, shit, free shit? Oh,
because the argument is affordability right now. That's the big thing. People want to be able to afford a home. People want to be able to afford college. People want to be able to afford a vehicle. People want to be able to afford food. People want to be able to afford, water and stuff like that. Like,
right.
They just feel like and they call it an affordability crisis. So anything that sounds free sounds good in a crisis of affordability.
Free isn't free though.
Somebody's paying for it.
Yeah, somebody paying for it. Well, let's check out some of these comments real quick before we start this video up. So I got Jen Jones in the chat. What's up, Jen? You got Maggie Kim here. Hey, Jen. Oh, she was saying this. Hakeem Jeffries here.
Mm-hmm.
You say, yeah, it's okay, Jen. I know it's, everybody can't be able to be there the whole time. And I get that. Maurice, I'm not even going to pull your comment up because clearly you ain't supposed to be here. So I'm not going to even respond to you. If you could sit here and say anything about me and deportation, you're stupid because I'm Native American. So deport that bitch. Anyways, yeah, they have nothing but bad orange men. Yeah, I agree. That's all that they have. That's all that the real true Democrats have. Now these socialists, they don't even really bring up Trump. That's one thing I will give them is they don't bring up Trump nearly as much as honestly any other politicians. The Republicans talk about Trump consistently. The Democrats hate on Trump consistently. But the Democratic socialists, they don't really worry about Trump. They're just like, hey, look, we gonna go ahead and we gonna give everybody free shit and they gonna roll for it because they don't know no better. They don't know how this shit work. They don't know that these cities is finna fall real soon. And then on top of that, if you look at who the socialists are, they're not just socialists. Where are they coming from? They're not coming from other places in America. They're foreigners. And what are they? They're Muslims.
Yep,
every single time.
Yep.
They're Muslims.
Or a liberal white woman.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
I had a point I was about to make. Oh my God, I slipped my mind that fast. Go ahead. It'll come back to me. Let's roll. It'll come back to me.
Cool. So we're going to start this video up, y'all. We're going to see what's going on with this whole split. Now, this is mostly about the midterms because, they're getting thrown off that people are winning these primaries like this.
And that's what I was going to say. When they're asked, how is this stuff going to be paid for? They always say, we're going to tax the billionaires. We're going to increase taxes on the billionaires.
Well, so here's the thing about increasing the taxes on the billionaires. Who owns Walmart?
Amazon. No, I'm not answering. I'm just listening.
Yeah, right. Amazon, Walmart. Yeah, I seen where you were going. Yeah, Amazon, Walmart, HEB. Name it. You name a big business or a store that you go to, and we can name a billionaire that owns it. Mm-hmm. And whenever you want to sit here and talk about price hikes, why is everything not affordable? You think it's going to be more affordable when we charge the billionaires for every dollar they make even more? We already got a state tax. We already got, federal income tax, and most states, they have the state tax. Texas, we don't have no state tax. But at the same time, you already got enough regulations, taxes, fees, not to mention if you want to sell anything overseas, that's a whole nother thing, right? So it's a lot of money coming in and out of these business owners' pockets. They don't want to sit here and foot the bill for that. You know what they'll do? They'll turn around and put it on you. And you're going to be bitching in the comments and bitching on Facebook. Oh, the gas is so expensive. Hot dogs are worth $10 now? No way. And nobody's going to care.
After they lay off a portion of their workforce.
Oh, exactly. They're going to, not a portion. Not a portion. A large fraction. A ratio. They're going to lay off a ratio of their task force. And that's just how it's going to go. Like, they're not going to sit here and, tax people more whenever they're actually taking care of all the economy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And not to mention, aside from all that, before we even get to them having to do layoffs and everything else, they're not going to be paying the taxes. The billionaires don't pay all the taxes.
Right.
They as far as their money is concerned, they might pay 2% in taxes a year. They got CPAs that know exactly what they're doing to get them right. And they got write-offs for everything.
Their collected 2% is 90% of the revenue that we receive from taxes as a nation, though.
Yeah, but you raising it more on them isn't going to affect anybody but the middle class.
No, not at all.
Because the thing about it is, what they do is they say, okay, we're going to tax the rich. And then what they really do is they change the amount that they're going to tax every class, or they change the classes. So now when you're making $100,000 a year, oh, well, you're part of the rich. You're taxed. Oh, well, you're making $500,000 a year. Yep, we need 50%. And now you got people who aren't even that rich.
It's
You
interesting
know,
to say
like
that 50%. I watched one video where the guy was being interviewed. I can't remember his name, but he was representing the Democratic Socialists of America. And the question I was asked of him was, "What is that number?" I think it was Scott Hannity. He was interviewing this guy. He was like, "So you want to, anything over 100,000? All right, let's use 100,000 as a baseline. What is the percentage?" And the guy was talking around it. He's like, "No, no. What is the number?" He's like,
I
"Well,
seen that.
Yeah."
I seen that. And then they ended up saying 50%. And then I think I seen one dude. I was watching Pat Bet David probably about a year ago. They had somebody on, and he was like, "Yeah, any dollar over $1 million should be at 90%."
What?
I'm like, "What? Over $1 million?
How does
You
that
know how
even
much money? Why does the government need that much money? That's the real thing. They already blowing all our money on fraudulent shit,
Well,
fatting their paycheck."
that's the point I was going to get to. You know why they need that money? Because once they take over these private institutions, these private corporations, then they won't tax them anymore. But they will have taxed them to the point where the owners, of course, don't have that money anymore. But it's now in their pockets as the new owners of the government-run private institutions.
Yeah, everything. And you know what happens whenever it's government run? Grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that one movie? Damn, what was the name of that movie? I think it's called Dictator. When they go over to North Korea, and damn, it's like a funny movie, right? They go
So
over to North
Sacha
Korea.
Baron Cohen?
What's that?
Sacha Baron Cohen?
I don't think
Sacha
that. No,
Baron
I think it was called. I don't
That's the
remember
guy about
what it
Big
was
Ten Beauty.
called.
He's wearing the uniform. I think he had like a green beret on the cover.
Nah, I might be wrong. They went over to North Korea to talk to the dictator of North Korea or South Korea, whichever one is under the dictatorship. Maybe even both of them. I don't remember.
The interview.
And basically, what's that?
The interview.
The interview, yeah. And they go over there and the fruit fake and shit, and the people starving. That's gonna be New York City, bro. That's gonna be New York City in like 6 months, for real.
Oh,
Because the
man.
thing is, if everything is coming from tax dollars, but no other businesses are able to strive and grow, where's your money coming from? Where's your money coming from? And then not to mention, anytime the government says something, it goes to poison. It's not gonna be real food. Think about whenever you get you ever had WIC? You ever had a kid and you get WIC? The cheese they give you, bro. That big ass block government cheese.
I know
Like,
about
that shit ain't. That should be weird. Like everything they do is just like they fuck up all the quality of everything.
It's
That's really what I'm saying.
regulated.
They regulate it with a whole bunch of chemicals, fucking up the quality of everything. Like the bread ain't gonna ever expire. That bread gonna be there for 10 years. You're gonna be able to buy bread at the store that is dated 10 years ago. And what they gonna do is the government. They gonna slap that label off, put a new label on. The government don't cut costs.
Still edible.
They're not losing no dollars.
As long as you
We don't
die.
got no waste. And if you do die, we didn't do it. You prepared the food wrong. You should have read the instructions. Some stupid shit. Like that's when you have a real issue is whenever the government is supplying your food. That's when, every place that the government supplies food, they starve. Every single one. You have people who starve for no reason. But let's go ahead and pull this video up. Let's get into this and see what's going on.
Thank you, Harris. We'll take it from there. Less than 100 days before the midterm elections, and Democrat-Socialists are not just calling for reform. They are calling for a dramatic reshaping of American life as we know it today.
They certainly did in New York and in other places, Colorado and others. It's not just a big city.
You know what? Before we even get into this, my bad, y'all. Let me touch on these comments. Y'all been in here commenting? Let me talk to y'all real quick. Y'all join the conversation. I appreciate y'all. Maggie Kim says, yes, you're right. It's all free shit and big government. That's the truth. And that's what they want. They want it to be a big government. They want the government to come save them. Save me. What? Why doesn't Trump do this? I need free. It's not going to happen. It just don't happen that way. That's just not how it works. Alyssa Lewis, hey Jay, loves and hugs. Appreciate you, Alyssa, for joining in again. You know, you're always welcome. Glad to have you. Maggie Kim, New York is going to be a cheese and bread line soon. Ain't you glad you got out of there, Kim?
And that's not good for nobody.
Man.
Bread line.
See, Maggie Kim is the only New Yorker that I'm allowing to come to Texas because she think the right way. Jen Jones, appreciate the support. I'm not sure. Oh, you were pointing up to New York. Yeah, to Maggie Kim's comment. Yeah, I agree with that. I thought you were doing the finger cross emoji. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. You might over there, man.
All right, let's get back into this video. I just wanted to communicate back with y'all.
Phenomenon or just a blue coastal phenomenon. Okay, so we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay, replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Oh, she was too excited to say abolish ICE.
Right?
She want to abolish everything. Absolutely everything.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons.
Okay, that's the one thing I can agree with her on. the one and only thing. Defunding any government fucking mainstream. That's the only thing, man.
From the Pentagon, bro.
Bro, we spend way too much money as a country. And the thing about it is, if they could prove that the money was going to where they say it was supposed to go to, I would be all in. Spend $1 billion on the Pentagon. Spend $10 billion. I don't give a fuck. So we could be safe. But
the Pentagon's also for intelligence and black ops.
Yeah, but okay. But here's the thing. It's not about
our government works.
What
we need that.
It's not about what the government program does. It's about, does that money go to that government program? You see what I'm saying? Because it's all fraud.
Our government runs out of the Pentagon. You can't shut the Pentagon down.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. I mean, they're not gonna ever let it happen. But the point of the matter is, like, I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, defunding the federal government.
You see what happened when God damn, I can't remember nobody named today. Elon tried to audit the Pentagon. They shut him down quick, fast, in a hurry.
That's the real reason why he got up out of Trump's situation. Like, people don't want to talk about that, but that's really what happened.
Yeah,
it wasn't because
a week or two later after that, he was out, wasn't he?
Yeah, hell yeah, because he said, hey, look, I came in here to get some work done, and then you come in here and say, nah, you can't do that. But I already looked at this. I know I could do it. There's no issue with it. Why shouldn't I be able to do it? It's part of fraud. And that's how you know it's a lot of fraud there. Whenever you get shut down and you're a fraud department, it's the same thing. Like if I'm a safety officer and I'm walking through the installation and then all of a sudden you're like, no, you can't go in there.
Right.
What you mean I can't go in there? It's my job to make sure it's safe. What you mean I can't go in there? Nah, you can't go in there, sir.
It ain't safe for
Oh, okay. So niggas dying. Okay. All right. Niggas is dying in there. That's what that means.
We can either confirm or deny.
Right. That's classified, sir.
In large part.
Yeah, again, as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. And you know, Bill, I mean, that they're saying it there, but they spell this out completely on their website. They make it very clear that they stand for that radical change. And any candidate billing themselves as a member of the DSA and a socialist, that's what they're calling for.
A lot of people
good to have you here, by the way.
Likewise, good to be with you. Excited to be with you for the week. A lot of people talking about that interview today, and it was nice to have it just all kind of in a list. Yes, 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 yes. Wild stuff. I'm Bill Malugin in for John Roberts today. This is.
I mean, what they expect them to say no? Which part of that did they expect them to say no to?
They expected the word salad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You do get that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, That's one thing. The Democrats have no chance, but the Democrat socialists, boy, they're gonna mess around and give JD Vance and them a run for their money this upcoming election, and in the midterms too.
Democrats gonna have to work with the Republicans to make sure the DSA.
Yeah, the actual Democrats, yeah, they will, because the Democratic Socialists are gonna be way different, bro. Like this is a whole different movement, and the thing is, everybody likes to talk about the party switch. It wasn't no real party switch back then, but let me tell you, it's gonna be a switch from the Democrats to being Democrat liberals to being Democrat socialists. And a lot of people, a lot of young people, especially because I know my generation, when you look at the cost of living that it is now versus how it was 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, when I graduated high school in 2019, you could go to McDonald's and get $1 menu sandwich. When COVID was over, that same $1 menu sandwich cost $4. $4. So when you look at it like that and you say, okay, well, everything is like 4 times as much. A house, my brother had bought a house in 2019, 2018 for like $60,000. It was a starter house, but it was nice. Like it had bedrooms, had 3-4 bedrooms. He added more to it because he wanted to, not because he had to. Tell me where you're gonna find a house for $50,000 that ain't a former trap house nowadays. You're not gonna do it. You can't.
Call a decent neighborhood, no.
Not even just a decent neighborhood, a decent, a poor. You're not gonna find it unless it's run down for real, like really run down. You got to put an additional $50,000 into it to just make it look normal, to be able to live into it. You're not gonna be able to find that. I look on Zillow all the time. Shit, if it was a $50,000 house out there right now, I would buy it. It would be my house. You know what I'm saying? It would be there. Yeah, it don't happen. And the only way that it does happen is when the government has these houses and they sell them back out because they took them up off of, whatever type of situation happened with whoever owned it previously, whether it was some type of lien or they got seized, whatever that happened. They didn't pay their taxes, whatever, right?
Hey, pull up my guy Diversified message right there with the Arizona TV.
What's up, Diversified Media? My boy, what you talking about? Which one?
The last one he did.
First, I gotta say, McDoubles used to be $1. Boy, bro, when I say I used to walk to McDonald's at high school, walk to McDonald's with $5, maybe $10. If I went to $10, me and everybody who was with me ate that day, bro. I'm talking about niggas used to be like, I don't got lunch money. I'm talking about here's $2, bro. Eat. We good. They got them a McDouble and a fry. We all good.
Right.
$10. Everybody straight. My whole basketball team eating for $20. Like, what we talking about? So now, when you sit here and look at it how it is now, I buy shit. You can't even go to Wendy's and get a 4 for $4 no more. They went from 4 for $4, the $5 biggie bags, and now they $6 biggie bags. And they just changed the price to $5 this year, and now it's already $6. Like, goddamn, what the hell? And so, because of shit like that, you're gonna have a lot of these young people agree with these socialists who is like, free everything, because they're like, shit, it's hard as hell out here. The rent, you got to make 3 times the rent. Ain't no jobs paying you $20 an hour, but the rent $1,500. Where you get 3 times that rent? So that's the reason why they're gonna win over a lot of these people.
Exactly.
Arizona teas used to be 99 cents. Boy, they are $1.99 now, maybe $3.
I wanted that comment because I know what he's doing. If you ever watched Atlanta, there's an episode where they talk about this as a part of their skits. They were doing commercials, and one of the skits was dude got charged $1.25 for the Arizona tea, and they both looked at the tea like, that ain't right. It's on the can.
Yeah. No, I remember being a kid and going to those gas stations that them Arabs got, and they always try to charge you 50% more. And I remember I had an Arizona. I said, "What you mean $1.50?" I was like probably like 14, 15. I'm like, "What you mean $1.50? It's like 99 cents on the can." Like I had that same experience.
Yeah, I think we all have.
And I don't know if they even release the 99 cents from the can no more, but people don't believe that shit gonna be 99 cents. Like, you just don't believe nothing like that. I remember you could go into the store back in the day, and every candy in that bitch was $1, 50 cents, 50 for Debbie cakes.
You have no clue, bro. I'm older than you. You have no clue.
Bro, my dad be telling me about it. He be telling me he walked down to the store, like the convenience store when he was young, and he'll get a quarter. And with a quarter, he'll walk out with a handful of snacks. Yeah. He talking about he had this big ass cookie, a sack of lollipops, a whole thing for 25 cents. It's the amount that the value of the dollar, how much it's went down, in the time that it's went down. You've never seen nothing like this, because up until you was a kid, it was steady. Like, when you was a kid, it was steady. By the time you turned around 35 years old is when it went crazy. But before that, it's been steady the whole time. Steady, gradual expense. Not like spiking straight up and then flat and then spiking up again.
It's been rocky since we went to Iraq.
Not nowhere near this, though. Like, yeah, I mean, but when I say
down the road.
2008 market crash didn't even do what COVID did.
Oh no, they didn't. And plus,
everything was still $1.
They paid
everything was still $1.
But yeah, that was
like that's how you
the housing industry though. They paid recovery for the banks paid them to keep themselves afloat. With COVID, everything shut down.
Yeah. And the bounce back was way quicker. But the thing is, COVID was manufactured. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's some whole other bullshit. He said, while we back to the basics, my boy Barry said, we talk about Big Macs. Extra sauce, man.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it. I'm talking about, matter of fact, speaking of extra sauce, you can't even get ranch for free. You can't get ranch. You can't get ketchup. You can't get honey mustard. None of that shit is free no more. I remember you. What's that?
So McDonald's keep all that on lock behind the counter now.
Boy, I tell you, it used to be right there in the front on the counter. You get your pickup meal, like they call your number. You come get your meal. You grab whatever sauces, condiments you want, and you're good. And that's what it was. Like, it was no, you got to pay 50 cents for each ranch. Bro, you spend more on the ranch. You fuck around and get a ranch for everybody. I got 4 kids. It's 6 of us in the house. You know what I'm saying? You get a ranch for everybody, that's a whole meal. That's a whole meal. What, shit, it's $3. That's a whole value meal. Value sandwich. Which, shit, value to me is $1. But all whatever.
Trash.
For real.
Hey, Mike.
$5 footlongs.
Stay off the ChatGPT, Mike. I see you.
$5 footlongs is $9 now.
I don't eat Subway no more.
Subway is so good, man. But I don't eat Subway no more either, because the amount that you can get a Subway sandwich, you can go to one of these premium sandwich places and pay $1 more and get the same shit. And that's one thing, like McDonald's, their meals are $13. $13. I could go to fucking Applebee's, sit down, eat a burger, a good burger, and get me a beer and pay probably $3 more in that.
Yeah, about 20.
And I done sat down and enjoyed my meal. It's fresh cooked. It ain't this thin crap. It ain't the bread that don't mold. And because of these, and we kind of got deep into the economy, but I'm touching on this because the thing is, with the economy being the way it is, it makes it so easy for these Democrat socialists to steal those young voters. Mm-hmm. The people who were never voting before, they're going to steal them now, because nobody else is going to. Like, how else are we going to be affordable? How else is my generation going to feel like anything's affordable if it's not free?
You know, the other part
for the most part.
The other part of that is I was listening to one of the analysts, and it made sense, is that in times of chaos, people look to the people who have solutions. Mm-hmm. Whether it's right or wrong, you got to answer.
Whatever makes you feel good at the time. Yeah. Whatever is going to make you feel like, whew, that's a weight off my chest. Mm-hmm. That's good enough for them. You know what I'm saying?
Free sounds mighty free.
Yeah, right. Dollar General should now be $5 General. Yeah, I remember, bro. I remember used to go in the Dollar Tree and nothing was more than $1. Now you go in a Dollar Tree and ain't nothing in that bitch $1.
Man,
Everything $5, $3. I seen some shit for $25 in Dollar Tree. I said, huh? $5 and below. $5 and below. Everything in there. Like $5 is just a baseline.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is $5 and below. How am I going in here and seeing a phone case for $10?
It should be 5 and above for sure.
5 and above, yeah. You got to change your whole name. Back to the basics, penny candy. I'm old. I remember. Barry, you're about the same age as my dad, though. So you're exactly what I'm talking about. I'm glad you said that because that's what my dad be telling me all the time. He'd be like, "Yeah, I used to go in there with a nickel, and walk out with some candy. Like, and it was cool. Like, too easy. You could find a nickel on the floor, and now you can go to the store, you get you some candy on your day out. Because when you was young, you could really roam the streets back then.
Trash bag. I get 2 Jolly Ranchers with a dime.
Boy, just the fact of me being able to we used to go in there with $2 and walk out with like 10 little Debbie snack cakes. Like, you got you a fudge round, a Star Crunch.
What is going on? It's fucking crazy. Why is the goddamn brownie snack $2.30? $2.39.
I was just about to say they about $2.50
for that, man. What?
Man, that's what I'm saying. In 2019, you can go back and look this up. In 2019, it was 50 cents. It has not been a decade yet. It hasn't even been a decade yet. So for prices to spike this high is insane. And that's exactly why we have to be paying attention to the democratic socialists of America, because that's how they're winning over these people who can't afford to live.
Side note,
it's not the same as it used to be.
Side note, just a quick interjection. That's why I'm as lean as I am, because they priced me out of sweets. There are more nutritional foods I need, baby. I gotta have my vitamins and my minerals, man. They priced me out of the sweets. I can't help it.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You're not getting the real nutrition if you're not paying money, though.
Yeah.
Because the shit that's actually organic and real, that doesn't have 35 chemicals or 35 ingredients for a celery stick. How does a celery have 35 ingredients? What? What do you mean this? What do you mean this peanut butter has over 103 ingredients? What? Like, how?
You a label reader, huh?
Hey, look, I look at everything, man. Hold up. What the fuck is in this? Because the thing is, they put, like, you ever notice nobody dies of old age anymore? Everybody died from cancer.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence. It ain't, oh, boom, the year 2015 came, and now from now on, everybody's going to die from cancer. It didn't just flip over a coin.
But we're on that point, right? I remember hearing that the first 3 ingredients of anything that you consume and whatnot is the most important parts of the product. So I just happened to be looking at a hair product one day, and the first 3 ingredients were the same exact first 3 ingredients that were in peanut butter. I was like, I might as well just throw peanut butter in my hair if I'm going to use this shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I mean. Diversified media said mass inflation after COVID because PPP loans, unemployment, and bailouts. People thought that was free money. Nah, they recuperating that and some. I would say you are correct to a degree, but I would also say not quite, because that was just money for the citizens that they get more money every year, bro. Taxes comes every year, bro. That didn't hurt them that bad. And I don't know that many people with PPP loans. That was just the broke niggas who was getting $10,000 tax returns with their baby mama every year anyway.
And we rushed to give the money back to them too. So
yeah, and they locked up a whole bunch of niggas like that and got their money. But trust me, they got their money back the same year. The government ain't playing. But what I will say is what they did was they manufactured a way for all the people who are at the top, or even the people who weren't at the top yet, to get that big push to get up to the top. And then what they did is they got a stronghold on everything to where they monopolized everything. So now you don't have a whole bunch of different mom and pop grocery stores. You don't have a mom and pop store market at the end of the street. You just got Walmart. You don't got, the mom and pop Shit, anything. Restaurants. You know how many people's restaurants got shut down during COVID? Everybody's damn near.
The coffee shop was like 3 places in a year. The one
the
coffee shop. It was like 3 places within a year.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what happened during COVID. They just shut down everything. It wasn't as much of the free money. It was more of they didn't allow anybody who wasn't a giant corporation to do shit. And so then they became a monopoly. And once they became a monopoly, they no longer have to give a fuck about you. Because where else are you going to go? You want toilet paper? I got it. But ain't no toilet paper nowhere else.
It's not a monopoly because they're not under the same trust.
No, it's 100%. If there's more, no, it's 100% a monopoly. Just like Apple. Apple has more than 51% of the consumer market.
Yeah, it's monopoly in practice.
There's a lot of difference.
It's not a monopoly. That's how they get around it. Me and Mike looked into this.
No, they get around it because nobody gives a shit. They get around it because they give millions and billions of dollars to the politicians.
What can you
That's
do?
how you get around it. Because who else is going to check me about it if not the politicians?
Well, they also have personable rights as well, which also makes it hard to convict them of a monopoly.
Yeah. And it's just like, man, it's bullshit. And that's exactly why you get, once again, and we're going to get off of this topic because we're getting more into affordability other than what we was actually talking to. But we said all this to say that is the reason why you have situations like this where you're looking and you're like, well, the Republicans are kicking ass. They've been kicking ass for 3-4 years now. We all knew that a Republican was going to be president. They acted like the mass media acted like Trump wasn't going to win, but everybody who knew there was no way that he wasn't going to win.
Oh,
there was no way at all. Same thing with a lot of the candidates around the country. The Republicans winning at mass. They're about to win at mass all over the place. Minnesota, you're about to get a Republican. Florida, you're about to get a Republican. Shit, they keep fucking around in New York. They're gonna get a Republican there too. So
Donnie, you keep fucking around. You see, man.
I feel that.
Yeah, matter of fact, that might kind of go. You see how they're kind of being vocal against Mom Donnie?
The politicians or the people?
People. I seen one lady. She wouldn't cuss them out, but she was giving it to them. She was like, there's no reason that the immigrants should be having more rights and more access to resources than the actual native-born New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying?
It was a black woman, right?
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm
See,
talking
that's the thing. That's the thing. There's a lot of black people in those democratic cities that are waking the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened a lot in Chicago. It's happening in New York. It's going to happen in California one day, hopefully. And that's the only people who speak up. And they don't give a shit about them. And it'll be a black, well, obviously in the stance of Mondani, he's not a black dude. But when you look at Chicago, they don't give a fuck. We talked about that before. Mayor Johnson, he'll sit there and look at the people in the city council talk and just, all right, well, I'm ignoring you. I don't care. Act like you don't hear you. You ask him a question, he don't even hear you.
The citizens don't know what they're talking about, but this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. For real. All right, so we about to touch on these last few comments real quick, and then we're going to get into that other video. Alyssa Lewis. And don't get me started on 5 and below. That's a damn fraud, no doubt. For real. I'm so sick of 5 and above, like my boy Diversify said. Like Kim, I remember penny candy too. Barry, you got burned. I don't know what the burned is, but burned means something different to me. I hope he didn't get burned. Same exact product. Ain't no reason why it should be more than a penny. I agree, man. And the thing about it is that as you get bigger and bigger, it costs less and less for you to make the product, not more. Inflation doesn't affect these giant companies like that. It doesn't. It affects us. They make the inflation.
Exactly.
They're like, yeah, we want a little bit more profit. Let's inflate this shit. And you're not sitting here hurting because of inflation. You can't convince me. It's nothing more than corporate greed. I agree. Funding a certain group that we all should not name. It's antiseptic. I don't know what are you saying there. Cancer.
I have to ask him.
is $1 billion industry. Yeah, I know, man. My mother died from cancer, bro. And it used to piss me off because everywhere you go, there's these, oh, do you want to donate to Cancer Foundation? You never heard of the Cancer Foundation doing shit. They haven't came out with no new cure, no new subsidy, no new thing to help the pain go away. They haven't had anything to help you live a little bit longer. They just talk about chemotherapy, which kills you, which literally kills you, destroys your body. And then they'll sit here and be like, yeah, yeah, that's it.
They say they're curing people.
Yeah, curing.
I mean, they are, but
True that, hell yeah.
my granddad had prostate cancer, and he's a few years cured. So
Yeah.
some of it works,
Yeah.
but it could be better. Like you said, there's been really no new innovation.
Man, they killed my mom. They 100% killed my mom. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I will one day when I want to talk about the medical industry, because they're all fucking scumbags. But well, not the nurses and the doctors, but the industry. You know, back to basics. Said I got 70 grand PPP. Let me hold $1. Let me hold $1. Diversified media, there's taxes on everything. Even your taxes are taxed. Taxation is legal theft. I agree, bro. And what's crazy is you get taxes whenever you go to the store. You get taxes out of your paycheck. You get taxes on your property. You get taxes at the end of the year. And if you're 1099, you get taxes 4 times a year. Oh my gosh. How much more taxes you need for you to be like, oh yeah, we need more funding for this. What? More funding for what? New York was the best during Galani and Pataki. I don't know. I'm young. I don't know about them. But I don't remember New York ever being the best at anything.
Oh, man.
Them donations go to their pockets. That's a fact. That's exactly why I won't donate to them. And it pisses me off. And every time they ask me, I give them a whole soliloquy on how it ain't worth the shit. And don't ask people that unless you actually know what it's going to. I'll tell them, I say, did you do the research on that organization? No, you didn't. Don't ask people to donate to that.
Bro,
because you don't know what it's going to.
Goodwill is $1 billion company.
Yeah. Because they take free shit and sell it. Like how that's another thing, bro. Like how you take free shit and sell it for $5 in your Goodwill? What is that good to? Good to you?
Definitely good.
You do good by.
And when I found that out, they got nothing free for me ever again. That will never.
Yeah, I would never take it. You know where I take one shit to? I'll take it to you know those little donation boxes?
Yeah.
That they be having? Yeah, I'll take it to that, but I won't take it to no fucking Goodwill. Goodwill, that's a scam. You know, if I want to buy some cheap workout clothes or some cheap, you know, summer shit, I might buy a Goodwill, but I'm not finna give Goodwill shit. Fuck no. All right, let me pull up this other video. We got oh man, this shit was low. Van Jones versus the far left Democrats. So want to get into that. And I guess when they're saying far left Democrats, I mean democratic socialists.
Try to playing the word game thing again.
Yeah. You know how they get down. I'm waiting for this video to load, then we're gonna pull it up.
You good? I'm
but you know, stream.
That's dope. Your background really is dope. The layout, I like that.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I put a little work into it. I had to, you know, because the last one, it was looking too staticky to me. Didn't look like polished.
You gotta update this one too, man. It say Mondays and Wednesdays. You streaming more than that now, man. You might as well just put daily.
Wow. Yeah, I do need to update it. Yeah, probably do need to put daily because I do Mondays, Tuesdays with Barry. Which, by the way, real quick, y'all, if y'all are in the chat right now, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button so we can get this pumping through the algorithm because we're about to get into some more stuff. And then also, check out my other live streams I got going on this week. We got Back to the Basics and Unfiltered Logic going live at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday. That's going to be a good show. Don't miss that one. And then we got Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing an interview with a congresswoman or attempting to be running for Congress. She is running for Congress, but we're going to talk more about that. I'm going to drop a little bit of reveal, let you know who it is and what time you can catch that on Wednesday. It'll more than likely be 6 p.m. next Wednesday. Y'all aren't going to want to miss that interview. It's going to be a good one. If you actually vote and you're paying attention, you're going to want to know who you're voting for. So make sure you check that one out on Wednesday. And, of course, me and my boy Karmicdez is going to be at you every Monday. Once again, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow or subscribe based on what platform you're on, and let's get into this. If this would pull up, but, you know, they don't want to pull it up.
United Scams of America Corps.
Yeah. Back to base, you too young. Before 9/11, New York was a great city. Well, that was too damn long ago. Shit, me and 9/11 happened the same year. I was born the year of 9/11. So that shit old as hell. If you couldn't be good my whole lifetime, I don't trust you no more. Like, what you mean?
I can't fight your logic on that.
That's 2.5 decades. 2.5 decades of shit. I can't fuck with that. The U.S., United Scams of America Corp. Howdy, partner. Howdy, howdy. Welcome to the show. I would be showing you guys this next video if it wants to load, but I don't think it wants to load.
Stupid video.
Yeah, it's something with StreamYard, man. I gotta figure out why this does this.
They tapping your StreamYard.
What's that?
They tapping your
Yeah, that's what they know. They don't want me to be as great as I am. That's all. Wait, is this clip that you sent me? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yes. I am tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party, my party, telling us that in order for us to be progressives, we now have to believe ideas and support ideas that are completely nuts. I am a progressive Democrat. In other words, everything that's good in our party, I believe in, have believed in for a long time. Do I want universal health care, Medicare for all, whatever you want to call it? Absolutely. If you are sick, you should be able to go see a doctor. That's a good idea. I want free education for everybody as long as they want to keep learning. I think that's a good idea. The Green New Deal, I'm the author of the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal is my phrase from my first book in 2008. There's nobody more committed to criminal justice reform than me, ecological solutions, the whole deal. These are our ideals as progressives. We should fight for them. We need them now more than ever. But what does that have to do with supporting Hamas? What does that have to do with putting up candidates who say we should have no police, no prisons, we can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder, Israel shouldn't exist?
See, now if you look at this, this is when a lot of the people who switched over from Democrat to Republican, like myself, a lot of people were in agreement with things like this. Now, when you start looking at what, like he just started talking about, what the Democratic Party is today, that's when you had, and people like to say, oh, you got red pilled. No, we didn't get red pilled. We got pushed out the party. And not only did we get pushed out the party, I wasn't necessarily a Democrat. I was more of an independent by the time I could vote. But growing up, I was a Democrat because I was raised Democrat. And I believed in all these things. And so whenever you start going into
progressives, we should fight for them.
These other things,
we need them now more than ever. But what does that have to do with supporting Hamas? What does that have to do with putting up candidates who say we should have no police, no prisons, we can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder, Israel shouldn't exist? These are...
That's when you get all the people who were in the middle and was like, all right, well, I just want to look around and see what's going on. Like, yeah, I like that nice sports car, but maybe I don't want a Corvette. Maybe I want a Porsche. Maybe I want a Honda. Maybe I want a Chevy. I don't know. Maybe I want a Mercedes. And then you start seeing and you like, hey, look, if you get this Corvette, we don't do Corvettes like they used to do Corvettes. Yeah, this ain't gas powered no more, buddy. It's all electric. And then you be like, ah, shit, I don't want the electric. And then you read about it again, and they be like, oh yeah, also we have a tracker in your car just in case, so we can track your speed in case something happens and a car accident happens. Oh, hold up, tracker. Nah, I don't want that car. And then you look again, and then they'll be like, yeah. And then the new Corvettes are going to start having breathalyzers in them. You're going to have to blow every time you drive. And you be like, whoa, I'm getting that Porsche. Yeah, fuck that. I'm team Porsche. I love Porsches. I've always been a Porsche fan. And all the time, you was actually about to get the Corvette. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. To break it down in simple terms, you get stuff like that, and it's like, well, I can't rock with you. There's no way I can rock with you. What are you talking about? How about yourself, Des? Was you more leaning left or right before, I'd say before 2020, honestly?
I was more Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah, most people were. And that's what's getting me is a lot of people, they like to call you a coon or a sellout for being a black man and voting Republican or for not liking the Democrats. But the thing is, a lot of black people who actually pay attention to what's going on are switching over. And you see more and more of it every day, literally every day. You even got people like Stephen A. Smith, somebody who proclaims himself as a Democrat liberal for years and years and years, works for Disney, ESPN. And he's even gotten to the point that he's talking about he might vote conservative. He might vote Republican this year.
They're kicking him out. Smooth.
Yeah.
Let's kick him out. They said, well, if you can't rock with us 100%, you ain't rocking with us. He's like, well, I'm trying to help y'all win. Well, we don't want you.
And he's literally telling y'all, look, the things that y'all are doing are getting crazy. We want you to be there, but damn, I want to vote for you. I don't want to vote for these guys, but man, you're gonna make me. You're forcing my hand. And he literally has said that out to the public over and over. And then when you look at that,
you said it for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 whole years. And now you got him over there on the YouTube with Anton Daniels doing shows. Oh, it's a wrap. Anton Daniels gonna convert him. He gonna be voting red by the end of this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You saw that interview?
Well, he's did a couple. He's did a couple with Anton.
The first one they did together.
Yeah, I've seen it. Mm-hmm.
He got.
I actually, that's one of the one creators that I actually do watch consistently. Yeah. I don't watch many creators. Normally, when people ask me about creators, I'm like, I don't watch none of them. But that's the one of the 5 creators that I actually watch.
He got Stephen A. to admit some things that he don't talk about on his show, that he says contrary to what he was saying in an interview and how he actually lives his life.
Yeah, because the truth, it's almost impossible for you to make any type of money, love God, love your family, and love God, I already said that, but love American values and be a Democrat. It's almost impossible. It's nearly impossible because once you start getting to what they're actually trying to do and what their bigger picture is, it's completely the opposite. And it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I would say it's not impossible because I still have those, like you said, I still have a lot of those ideas in my mind that sound good, theoretically.
That's more libertarian. That's more libertarian than Democrat. So it's different from being libertarian and being a Democrat. It's different from being a conservative and being a Republican. Conservative and liberal are more values, than a party.
Right.
So you may still have those same ways that you feel, like how you were saying before, the previous ways that the Democrats went. But in reality, you wouldn't vote Democrat. or maybe you would. But for a large portion of the Democrats, you wouldn't vote for them. Because I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I don't vote
No, definitely not now.
politicians.
Definitely not now.
Yeah. So it just gets so outrageous.
Are terrible ideas. These are awful ideas. Where did these ideas even come from? If we want people to join this party, when people come to the party, you want to give them a wonderful punch bowl of wonderful ideas like this. Who is putting the poop in the punch bowl? Why are these ideas in our punch bowl? These are regressive ideas. How do you know? Look at the ideas on this side. If you lived in a world where everybody could see a doctor when they got sick, if they didn't have a penny in their pocket, if everybody could get an education as far as their learning and desire could take them, if everybody had clean air and clean water, if you didn't have ICE running around hurting people for no reason, would that be a good world or a bad world? It'd be a great world. We need to progress toward that world.
See, every time they got a point, they throw it under the water. Every time they got a point, he had to bring up ICE.
Yeah.
You could have kept it on the simple things. You could have kept it on the basics. Democrats was for ICE. Obama was running around with ICE where they had them in internment camps. So sit here and pretend like the Democrats wasn't for ICE just last year, 2 years, or 5 years ago. To sit there and pretend that is outrageous to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, they always have one thing, and that's why they can never win people over. They always have to go outlandish with it to a point where it just doesn't make any sense.
It gets real tiring.
It does, yeah. I will say that's why everybody's switching over, man. It's hard to stay around with the same party that's complaining about the same shit, but not fixing anything that we're complaining about.
That's called progress. That's called progressive. Now, if you lived in a world where there were no police and no prisons, so that in your neighborhood, any gang member, terrorist, pedophile, Klan member could do whatever they wanted to. Is that progress or regress? If you lived in a world where we said, well, you can be a terrorist if you want to, as long as you feel oppressed, and anybody can get blown up at any time and people will make excuses for it. Is that a better world? Is that progress? Or is that regressing to a lawless, chaotic state? If we lived in a world where people could literally get elected to office with the only qualification being that they went and celebrated a mass murder of Israelis, if all elected officials celebrated mass murders, is that a better world or a worse world? These are not progressive ideas. These are regressive ideas.
I cannot tell you.
All right, so that was Jillian Mitchell's video. Got to give her credit so I don't get copyrighted. So if y'all want to go check that out, feel free to check that out. But yeah, man, I don't want to listen to them either. Back to the basics. I agree, man. I don't want to listen to those fools anymore. It doesn't make any sense how we sit here and deal with the same issues over and over. And they know what the issues are. And honestly, if I'm being real with y'all, neither one of these parties care about the actual issues. If I'm being real, I like what the Republicans are doing more than what I like about the Democrats, but honestly, neither one of them are doing what they're supposed to do. Neither one of them are having me actually feel confident in my vote. If I'm being honest with you, I don't see anything that anybody's doing that's making my life any better or easier. I voted for Trump because I thought it was going to start being affordable then. It hasn't been affordable. It's the same. It's the exact same. Nothing has changed for anybody. And not to say that Trump can't make those changes or that he doesn't want to or that he won't or that he's not. But I haven't seen it yet. And then you start thinking like, well, shit, who do I vote for? Am I supposed to vote for J.D. Vance? Am I supposed to believe that he's going to do something different and change the economy? Well, probably not. Am I supposed to vote for the Democrats? Hell no. I know they ain't going to make nothing more affordable. I know they're just going to go crazy and outrageous with shit. Everybody is so far one way or another. Like, I almost want to say I'm not even... I am conservative based on my morals, but I don't even want to say I'm Republican anymore because the Republicans ain't worth shit either. If I'm being real, the Democrats really ain't worth shit and they're committing a lot of fraud, but the Republicans ain't doing nothing that's impressive. They're not. They can hold a rally. If this was a sports team, if I was an NFL player, Trump would be great. I would love him as a head coach. He could rally a motherfucker up, tell you everything you need to hear to have you pumped. But then you look around and you see the play calling just ain't there. The play calling ain't there. I was supposed to get a touchdown pass, but instead you ran the ball and got -3 yards. What is going on? You know, it's just over and over, no matter who you vote for. And that's why I honestly think that's one of the reasons why I did that interview with David D. King, is because I think going in the middle, being an independent, separate yourself from the parties, is honestly the way to go. You can have conservative values. You may even think you're a liberal. That's fine. But you're not a Democrat. You're not a Republican. You're not a politician. If you're a politician, claim a party. If you're not, stop claiming these parties, man. We don't need to claim these parties. We need to pay attention to who's actually going to do shit for us, and we need to hold them accountable to do it. At this point, we're just getting kicked around. We're like the cheese on the playground on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the cheese touch. Ain't nobody actually doing nothing to help us. They just leaving us on the floor and letting us get moldy. Who cares about them? We just need to vote.
The vote is just the rules to make it look like something was done anyway. To make sure that the game is being played.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Maggie Kim said, I cannot even believe I'm saying this, but he is right. But will he do anything? No. That's what I'm saying, Kim. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't see how we could sit here and deal with the same shit all this time. And is it because we've just gotten to the point with the technology era where we could actually pay attention and see what's going on and all the bullshit? Or is it just because nobody has cared for this long or we're that damn stupid as a people? That's the point I'm getting to. Is it really that we see it in our face now we know, or is it the fact that we've always seen it and nobody's cared because they felt like there was nothing that could be done about it? And nobody ever wants to group up and form the right organizations to do anything about it. Instead, they'll sit there and do riots. And then, what is that doing for anybody other than hurting the businesses? The government don't give a fuck if you do a riot. Do 10 riots. They don't give a shit. They'll come through, gas you, and shoot you.
I want to say there was more bipartisanship as I was growing up. And as we get into these further years here, it looks like that's becoming more and more dissolute between the two parties. And with that being said, it seems like little squabbles really over nothing in the big picture pop up left and right in order to keep from actually having to do work.
Yeah. That's it. They keep you distracted. What's this person doing? What's that person? It doesn't fucking matter. They're not doing anything to help you. And they won't anytime soon. Diversified media said it doesn't matter what puppet is in office. Look up the definition of insanity. And I agree. I mean, doing the same thing over and over.
The base definition of president is the one who presides. Not rules, not dictates, not administers law or anything like that. They preside. To preside is to be the face of.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. And that's the thing. Just the same thing as a governor, a president, a governor. They really don't do much more than influence shit. That's all they can really do is they can work out some deals with people, get partnerships and essentially brand deals. They call it donations to the party, but all it is a brand deal. Hey, look, you come and work with me. I'm gonna make your business boom. We're gonna be good. And that's all it really is. Diversified media said left wing, right wing, doesn't matter. The same damn bird.
Hope it's fried.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. Again, I agree, but I also think that they are both so polarizing right now to where they can't really do anything for anybody. Like they're so far left or so far right that the people are in the middle and nobody is getting heard. Nobody. The only people who are getting heard are the people who are so extremely right and just agree with everything the right says, or the people who are so far left who just agree with everything the left says. That's the only people who are actually feeling like they're getting their way. Nobody else is. Maggie Kim says, what it comes down to is spineless Republicans or DSA. Once again, I agree to an extent. I think that it's not even spineless Republicans. I think they're all bought and paid for. If I'm being honest with you, they're all bought and paid for. Every Republican in office right now is bought and paid for. I'm just going to say it. A lot of you guys aren't going to like this, but I'm going to say it again. Every Republican in office is bought and paid for, and every Democrat is committing fraud. And that's really what it is. And then you got the DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America. You got them over here finding any way to finesse us out of our own country.
Mm-hmm.
So we either have these fake patriot ways, or we have socialism with Sharia law and shit that's going to be rolling in here soon. So it's just a damn shame. My boy Diversified said, if voting really mattered, they would charge for it or make you have a license to do it. You think you're playing the game, you're the controller, and they ain't even plugged it in.
Funny thing about that, Mike don't pay attention to politics like that, but Mike, they are fighting against having licenses and IDs in order to vote.
Yeah.
The Democrats,
that's actually what Democrats don't want licenses and IDs to vote. Republicans do. So that's one thing, and I agree with you. And also, you would have to charge. You would have to pay like $20 to get a voter ID. So, I mean, honestly, you sounded like a Republican right now. You sounded like my boy Trump right now, Diversified. MAGA Kim, problem is DSA is hiding behind communism. They're not hiding.
They're behind
they out in the air with it. Yeah, with communism, socialism. Well, socialism is just the first stage of communism.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it starts.
They're using it as the root
so,
to slip that communism.
Mm-hmm.
Once we
and
get
it grows and expands.
It will become communism once they get all the stuff and accumulate it. Then that way they can regulate it and to each their own.
Just like capitalism. Capitalism. My bad. You were still talking.
I can't remember the phrase, but it's a Marxist phrase.
Yeah. Just like capitalism. Capitalism starts off as a good thing, and then it becomes monopolies everywhere. And now you have all these giant corporations who have everything, and you have nothing. And then they're like, "Oh, work harder. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps."
Well,
motherfucker, you didn't pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Your daddy made this money.
Think about capitalism.
You got handed that.
There's more risk, reward value in capitalism as opposed to communism, because communism is such
there is, yeah, but it has to be balanced in some way, and that's why, because when you go too far of anything, that's when you start getting socialists to start winning, because it has to balance. It's the yin and yang of everything.
Well, that's why we.
I'm sure you know a little bit.
Social Security. I said that's why we enacted social programs: Social Security, SNAP, TANF, Medicare, Medicaid, all those programs.
Yep, that's it. That's exactly why.
But
we got more and more shit going on.
Found out there's a lot of people taking advantage of that. And like anything that's been taken advantage of, like I said, my analogy for it was when you straighten up your bed, you have to mess it up to get rid of wrinkles in order to get it straight again. That's what's going on. All this is a straightening out in order to get right back on track. And unfortunately, it's going to be some mess on the way.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Well, I couldn't get we went through our two videos here, man. You got anything else you want to touch on about this?
Just that history repeats itself. And history happens in cycles. And if you look at what's going on, if you look under the hood, is what they say, right? Take away America, take away take away names, Mom Donnie, take away Trump, take away the names, take away the person's identities away, and look at the characters and behaviors and the actions and kind of superimpose those over things that happened historically. You'll kind of start to see. I mean, the left kind of does that with Trump, say superimpose him onto Hitler, which would be a misnomer. That's a misapplication completely. If you actually understand who Hitler was and how he operated, Trump would be closely aligned probably with FDR.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I think you got to take the names and face it off. Look at the actions, behaviors, and personalities, and That's more representative of what's going on than just simply saying that these people are racist or fascist or even communist for that matter. So that's
Yeah,
what,
or just regurgitating the same shit that you hear because people don't think of that shit. They don't think about they're not actually thinking of a original thought of why somebody is racist. It's just racist. He's racist. He's a communist. He's a fascist. He's a dictator. He's what they don't even know what half these words actually mean.
right.
If you showed them a dictator, they wouldn't even know what a dictator is. They wouldn't even know. They don't even know what it means to be a dictator. They don't know what it means to be fascist. Most people don't even know what communism really is.
Mm-hmm.
So you sit here, you have all these buzzwords thrown out time and time again, saying the same damn thing, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They just heard somebody else saying it.
The news, when I was growing up, used to actually explain what these words meant.
Yeah. Well, see, in 2009, Obama passed a law or bill or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, to where the news can lie to you. They're no longer obligated to hold the truth and actually tell you the truth. So when you have shit like that, it becomes even harder to deal with this type of shit because they can all pick their own narrative and form it into that. And they've always been able to form their narrative by listing out the facts they wanted to give. But now they can straight up lie to you about what the fact is. And you don't know. You ain't doing the research. You ain't going to go look at the files. You don't know. You're just going to hear whatever they say and go with it.
Well, I mean, I do, but I get where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking more to the audience than you, you know. Diversify said, good thing for electoral college. That comes down to, or let me pull your comment out, my bad. That comes down to the real voting after we pretend vote, just in case we select the wrong puppet. Dunk the vote. Yeah, but we can't just not vote. See, that's how they trick you too. They tell you, oh, your vote doesn't matter at all. It matters. It for sure matters. It's different levels to it, but you still got to vote. Still got to vote. And nowadays, it's not even about voting for who you agree with. It's about voting against who you disagree with. Honestly. History repeats itself because MFers don't listen and learn. That's the truth. Nobody reads. How could they listen? They don't even they don't even have the patience to read, much less listen to you. Maggie Kim, spot on. If you don't learn from history, it will repeat itself. Nazi now means nothing. I agree with that. That's exactly what happens. Country full of functioning idiots conditioned to be that way, passed down from generation to generation. Or
I don't know.
From generation to
now. I don't
now.
like the word idiot. Just don't use idiots because not all of them are. They have the capacity to not be idiots.
Yeah.
That makes them not idiots. That just makes them dumb.
Yeah, it makes them lazy, honestly. More lazy than anything. More spoon-fed and able to regurgitate and followers. More followers than anything. They're not independent thinkers. They just go with whatever they hear, whatever they think might be okay. It's just like, all right, cool. That's who so-and-so said. Just like for a lot of people, they get their information from their favorite podcasts. They don't get their information from reading anything. They get it from their favorite podcast, their favorite creator. I know people who get all their information from me. It happens that way, you know? It just makes them sheep, NPCs. Yeah, I agree, man. But look, y'all, we had a nice little show here today. I think we kind of covered everything that we can cover on this topic without playing anybody's full video or anything like that. But look, everybody, if you tuned into the show, especially if you're at this part of the show, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe to the channel, hit that follow button, whatever platform you're on. Check us out every Monday at 6 p.m. We're going to get a second showing sometime throughout the week. We're going to work on that. It was Saturdays. Saturdays is rough when you got kids. So, and then as well, check out me and my boy Barry Back to the Basics tomorrow, 6 p.m. And like I said, I got that interview with the Congresswoman next week on Wednesday, 6 p.m. as well. Des, what you got going on?
Well, Saturdays, 9:30, I'll be having my show. We want to talk about it. And once a month, we do have the panel. So last Saturday was a dope-ass panel.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about the impact.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, go check that one out. Again, we're working on another show here. Got the Pop and Culture podcast. Me and Diversified Multimedia will be getting that popping off here soon. Then me and my guy Zevis, he said he wanted to work on another show with me, so we'll be developing that, see what we can come up with. And then also, y'all be on the lookout for my new release. It's going to be called Motown Me. That's going to be October 16th this year, Motown Me. So I have a lot of content on my page. Check it out. The page is Karmicdez on YouTube. So that's where I'm at. That's where everything is at.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all all tuning into the show today. Y'all have a blessed rest of y'all Monday, and we'll be out.
Real now. Grew up where the rooster crows before the sunrise, where a handshake meant more than a compromise, where the Bible sat open on the kitchen table, and working for your blessings wasn't just a fable. Watch the world go sideways, watch the truth get bent, watch them sell the struggle but keep cashing the rent. They've been running the same play for 60 plus years, same promises, same poverty, same crocodile tears. They said, boy, stay in your lane, stay in your box, stay grateful for the scraps falling off of the docks. But my grandfather didn't bleed for me to bow. I'm standing in my freedom and I'm standing right now. Black conservative, yeah, they hate how that sounds, like it breaks all the rules that they laid on the ground. They need me dependent, they need me afraid, but I traded those chains for the truth that he made. They bring emotion, I bring the file. They bring the headline, I bring the trial. They've been running your city for 30 long years, still broken, still burning, but somehow with a fear. God first, flag high, truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest. I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's live. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. Now here's the dish, they don't want on the radio, the liberal playbook, let me run you through the scenario. Call you racist if you question, call you Uncle Tom if you straight, call you dangerous and hateful if you just want to bait. They weaponize your feelings like a political tool, keep you angry, keep you marching, keep you playing the fool. Throw a hashtag on the problem, throw a slogan on the pain, then go back to their fundraisers in the private jet lane. They say they love the poor, while they price out the block, say they stand for the people while the people stay locked, say they fight for the children in their press conference suits, then defund the police in your neighborhood. There's your truth. I don't say this out of hatred, I say this cause I checked. I don't say this out of anger, I say this with respect for the truth, for the facts, for the folks being played. Wake up to the game before another generation's betrayed. They bring your talking points, I bring the proof. They got the teleprompter, I got the truth. They say don't ask questions, I ask why. They say sit down and follow, I stand high. God first, flag high, truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest. I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's live. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. This ain't a color war, this ain't left or right rage. It's about waking up and walking off their stage. They built a script, they wrote your lines, they told you who to trust. But the moment that you think for yourself, they act like that's unjust. God over government, always has been truth over trends. That's how we win. Faith over fear, that's the foundation. Facts over